Hey guys, welcome. Stanley King here with Remax Unlimited in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm a broker salesman, and today I'm going to be talking about flipping homes. I know it's Las Vegas, so of course, the old story of flipping homes in Vegas, and it's so easy, anybody can do it, right? Well, my wife and I have bought and sold 105 homes now. I'm not going to say it's easy, but if you follow this step-by-step model, it's going to be a lot simpler for you and you're going to be profitable. So first of all, here in Las Vegas, the market seems to go up and it goes down and it goes up and down and up and down. We got wiped out in '07, '08. Our property prices were 72% off their high in '06. That's serious crash. Lake Las Vegas was up to 84% off of their high. The thing is, when you see something like that happen, things can't go down forever. And when it finally bottomed out, houses were being sold here in Las Vegas for 55, 80,000, $100,000. Think about that. So a 400, let's just say $380,000 home, somebody bought it for in '06. That house was resold for 95 to $110,000. I watched that all over the valley. It was tough to watch. But you have to remember something that goes down that far, and a place like Las Vegas where everybody loves to go, where there's so much growth. Las Vegas is pulling in sports teams, distribution centers, tech companies. Las Vegas is a forward thinking growth city. It got slammed by the financial crisis. It was brutal. It was really tough. But again, when things are that low, that's when you have to start thinking, if everybody's that scared and they're all jumping off the ship, maybe I need to figure out a way how to get in that market. And that goes right to the core of so-called flipping or turning houses. If you buy the house cheap enough, you buy your profit, you can fix it up a little bit or whatever, you can just turn it if you want, but there is true opportunity there. So I need you to think about that. So you have to look and see in any given market where there's an opportunity to buy your profit. What do I mean by that? You cannot pay $500,000 for a house that's worth 500,000, expect to put 30,000 into it and sell it for 650. That's a very difficult scenario. But if you find a house that's worth 500 and you can buy it for say 360, that is a business play right there. That's worth going all in on. That's worth getting a loan, scrounging the money together, whatever it is. It's worth the struggle because what you'll end up doing is you'll buy the house for 360, you'll put 30, 40,000 into it, you'll be in for 400,000. When you sell the house for 500 or 550, whatever it is, take away your closing costs, you're going to make a pretty substantial profit. You should make somewhere between 10 and 20%. That's the way it should work. You have to remember, buy your profit. Somebody told me once, why would you have a hamburger when you can have a steak? You can buy any deal any day of the week. It's easy to buy a house that is at retail. It's difficult to buy a house that you buy 30% under market value. And people always say, oh, I want to buy a house for that discount. And they say, can you help me do it? And I say, well, it depends on how long of a time you have. And usually they have their mind on selling, flipping houses for about a week. And then they're like, oh, we can't find any houses. It doesn't work like that. Deals don't just pop up. Every once in a blue moon, it'll fall in your lap. But most of the time, you have to sit, have your cash ready, you have to wait. It's just like the stock market. There's some days, some weeks, some months, it goes down 30, 40%. Everybody freaks out. They say the world's coming to an end. That's the time to buy a stock. You're not going to find a house every day, especially when it's a good market, so to speak. And that's what they call right now a good market. But you have to remember this. If you're going into the business to buy a house to make money, you're going to get into some ugly situations. People die. People get divorced. People go bankrupt. It, whatever. There's some tough places that you have to go. Sometimes crime scenes, sometimes burn downs. It's tough, and you look at it, and for your normal buyer, they want to just buy the 3 bed, 2 bath, nice home where all it needs is maybe a little paint. That everybody wants that. That's not the place where you're going to find a house to turn. You need to find a house. This is going to sound crazy, but I always tell people this: money. If you want to make money, you need to smell crap, piss, horrible smells. When you smell horrible things at a house, you should be able to get that house for a discount. You're going to have to obviously sometimes pull the drywall. Uh, you're going to have to clean the house. Maybe you're going to have to re-drywall. You're definitely going to have to re-floor. That carpet's gone. The drapes are gone. Sometimes you have to go through the entire AC system, have them cleaned out. Smoky places where somebody smoked for years. Who wants to buy that house? Old Smoky Joe? There's not that many smokers left who chain smoke like that, who want a house. You want a house that smells like smoke. If somebody left, I've seen terrible things. People leave and, I don't know, an emergency happens somewhere else and the animal gets left in the house. Smells horrible. Poor dog or cat dies. That's a house that you can buy, and you can buy it cheap because nobody else wants it. You got to remember, you got to buy that ugly duck. You have to buy the house. This is the key: 30% below market value. If you're buying it 20, 25% below market value, you better be able to do something very special with that house to make it worth more than what the normal market is saying the house is worth. I hope that makes sense. 30% below. Again, you're going to have to look for probate sales. That means somebody who died without a will or a trust or anything, maybe no next of kin. You can buy the house at a city auction. A lot of times you just have to just keep looking, telling people that you're looking for homes, and every once in a while one will pop up. Sometimes there's wholesalers out there that go and they blanket and they send letters everywhere. You see those signs up on the posts that say, "We'll buy your house for cash." Those guys won't buy your house for cash. Most of the time, those guys, what they're doing, they're just looking to put a contract on the house, and then they'll call you up and say, "Hey, look, I found a house. This is what it is. Do you want to buy it?" You're the guy with the cash. This is not a business for the faint of heart. Once you get a house and you've secured it, it's going to take time, and you're going to have to write hundreds of offers. Don't forget that. Hundreds of offers to get one accepted. You're going to have to look at hundreds of deals to get one deal. You cannot expect to go in and look at 3 houses and buy one of them for 30% below market value. If you are able to pull that off, I highly recommend you go to the casino, because that means you're very lucky. Play roulette, play craps, whatever. You're probably going to win. But for the normal person, just remember, 100 no's, 1 yes, if you're lucky. Now, that 1 yes, though, when you get that house, you fix it up, you can make $100,000. You can make 500,000. You can make $1 million, depending on what it is. Let's just say you take down a mega mansion where the economy is a little screwy, whatever. Maybe the house is a little ugly. Maybe it was, I don't know, maybe it has celebrity cachet and the celebrity is a horrible divorce. Somebody passed away, whatever. You pick that house up for 30% below market value, a $4 million house. You pick that up for $2.5 million. If you have that kind of cash or that kind of ability to borrow, you can make some serious money. If you clean it up, that's literally, it's like in a year, you could make $1 million. It's not unheard of. I have not found that house yet. I've not found Michael Jackson's house right after he passed away or anything like that, but I've seen other people do it and they've made fortunes. I've gone after the smaller homes. I do it again and again and again. Why smaller homes? Because 90% of people live in smaller homes. I know that when I buy those, I've got a better chance of getting one of those. And when I fix it up, I know I have a huge buyer pool. You have to remember, when you buy the Michael Jackson mansion, How many people can afford that once it's fixed up? There's only so many people in the world who can afford a 2 million, 3 million, $5 million home. You're up in rarefied air. So with the masses of people, 90% of people are looking to purchase a home or could purchase a home for $200,000 to $400,000. It fits within their budget. So you have to think about that. Buy it 30% below value, and who do you want to sell it to once you have it fixed up? Here's the other thing. You buy a house cheap, and you get in there and you start saying, oh, we got to move these walls, we got to do this, we got to do that. Every time I hear move a wall or we have to reconfigure, you're not a flipper. You're an end user, because what's going to happen is you're going to spend so much money on the remodel, you're not going to be able to make a profit. Costs an absolute fortune to relocate windows, doors. There's structurals that go into that. There's engineering, there's permitting. It takes time. You have to remember, when you go into a house to buy it, to sell it, you need to be out of there within 4 months to 6 months. If you're in there for a year and a half, either your finance costs are going to eat you up or your opportunity costs are going to eat you up. What I mean by that is, if you don't have cash to buy the next deal and something even better comes up, how are you going to do it? You're stuck, right? It's like the guy who's got a bicycle for sale for $50, and you know the bicycle's worth $1,500. If you don't have $50, you're never going to buy the bike. And you don't know why the guy's selling it for $50. Maybe he's just broke. Maybe he just needs to get rid of it. Maybe he hates it. Maybe he bought it for his friend, and the friend, is no longer their friend, and it's just bad memories. That's what happens a lot with houses too. People get in these emotional deals. They buy a house. Maybe their parents bought a house in a retirement community. Maybe they didn't like their parent. Maybe that they were the person who's selling it is the heir, and they hated their uncle, and the uncle didn't know that. I see that all the time. There's all these weird scenarios that'll pop up. You have to be there. You have to be ready. You have to have the cash ready, your financing ready. You have to be able to close a deal hassle free. That's the other thing too. You got to remember, when you buy a house, you need to be able to look at it, figure it out. Every house has a toilet. Every house has a kitchen. Every house has a sewer. You need to go through, have those things checked, but you can't get too picky. If you've got a slow sewer, you need to know that you're going to bring in a plumber, and you're going to have to get the cleaner, and you're going to have to clean that sewer line. And you're going to know sometimes too, if you have a broken sewer line, you're going to have to fix it. It's going to cost money. You got to put that in your budget. But you got to be able to deal with the fact that that's what that house has. Make the appropriate discount, put a deal together. If there's staining in the ceiling, you're going to have to fix the roof. You probably have a leak. If the roof is horrible, you're going to have to re-roof. These are things you have to think about, because you cannot deliver a terrible house to an end user. When you buy this house for 30% below market value, it may be a turd, but when you deliver it to the market and somebody has to live there, you have to have it up to the standard of the neighborhood. That's highly important that you remember that. And when I say standard, I'm talking about everything needs to be functional, working, livable. You cannot deliver a house that doesn't have the air conditioning working or the heating working or the stove doesn't work. You cannot do that. If you do that, you're going to shoot yourself in the foot, because a potential future buyer that you have is going to look at that house and go, well, I want a discount, just like you did. And why wouldn't they? They can go down the street and buy a comparable house for the same price. That's their right to do that. So, okay, in summary, buying a house has to be, I just can't say this enough. You have to buy 30% below market value. So if all the houses in the neighborhood are selling for 500,000, you have to buy that house 30% below that, 350, right? So same deal. Million, you have to buy for 700,000. 200,000, what is that? 30% below, you have to buy that house for 140. And don't forget, when you sell a house, you're not just getting the whole profit. There are closing costs. You have to hire a broker to help you sell it. And don't think, if you're not an agent, that you're going to be able to sell that house yourself. You might. Again, you might get lucky. If you're that lucky, go to the casino because you have some of the best luck in the world. You have to remember, work with a broker to sell your property because they're going to have to do all the marketing on it. That is a huge deal to do that right so that the house goes out to an appropriate pool of buyers. All right, buy 30% below market price. Try to not get crazy with the inside. Obviously, flooring, drywall if necessary, paint, maybe the porcelain. Go to Costco, go to Lowe's. Replace those things if necessary. Get the house up to a good working condition. Take the house, once it's done, get it done quickly. Don't move walls. Don't reconfigure the kitchen. Don't move windows. Don't do that. Anything that's structural, do not do it. Once you have that house finished, make it look spectacular. Hire a top agent. Have top marketing done. Pictures, video, 3D walkthrough. These are the things you have to have your broker do for you. Okay? Have them put it on the market. Hopefully, by the grace of God, you're going to make a great profit and you'll be able to go on to the next one. All right, if you need my help, Stanley King, broker salesman. I'm here in Las Vegas. I've sold 1,400 homes. I've been in business here for just about 20 years. I've personally, and with my wife, have bought and sold 105 homes. We have a lot of experience in this. My wife's an architect. I got to admit, I'm a little lucky there. But I don't get to do anything with the house. My wife takes care of that. I buy it right. Once she's done, I sell it. That's the key to success. Buy it right, sell it right. Buy it right is 30% below market value. Selling it is at market value, or if you're lucky, a little bit above market value. Have somebody do the work, and when you sell that property, hire a great realtor. You can always call me if you need help. If you want to do this, you want to go through the process, I'm happy to help you do it. I've seen it all. I mean, absolutely everything. Nothing scares me. So if you are serious about doing this, call me 702-408-6220. I can help you in Las Vegas, Henderson, North Las Vegas, Boulder City. That's for turning properties. Other than that, any other part of Southern Nevada or somewhere else, I can refer you to another agent. Just call me. The agents, a lot of them I know them because I've been in the business so long, but I will vet them. I will interview them. I will make sure that you're able to work together with that person. And once you get in this business of turning properties, and you think about this, you're really helping the market, you're helping the United States. You're taking a house that otherwise would not be habitable or would not be utilized, and you're bringing it back in the market. That's so important for Americans to have homes to live in, for people to have homes to live in. You're participating in the economy. That's huge. You're helping with the need. So if you have the wherewithal to do this, you have the stomach, you think you can do it, call me. Let's do it. And if you're positive you can do it, definitely call me because we will be a huge success together. All right, guys, thank you very much. Appreciate you watching.